First of all, let's just start with how you heard about X Gym.
Well, I heard about it from the Chamber of Commerce, and I wanted to try it because of the safety factor. I've been extremely, extremely happy with the results. I think I've been with you for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I can't even describe the transformation just in the last couple of months.
Right on. So where do you notice it the most?
I've got new muscles. Well, I call them new, but I haven't seen them in years, that are kind of being reactivated and coming back. So it's nice to see some definition that I haven't seen in a long time. And but just feeling stronger, less fatigue, less pain. That's been huge. The pain thing has been kind of the biggest change. It's great to look better and feel stronger, but to be living better is
so less overall pain, less ongoing pain with the MD.
Yeah, I've got two different types of pain. I've got a muscle pain and a nerve pain. So I'll just give you a brief overview on my type of muscular dystrophy. It's called myotonic muscular dystrophy type 2. And essentially my brain is telling my muscles to contract over and over, which is leading to muscle wasting. So just less muscle, less bulk. They get much smaller and almost atrophied.
Yeah.
Even though they're being even though the problem is that they're constantly working, they're working to such a point that they just can't do anything.
When were you diagnosed?
2005. I didn't really get any bad symptoms or pain until about 2010, at which point I started getting just regular muscle pain, and then I ended up on a daily regimen of opiates, which is never ideal. I started getting nerve pain, I would say probably 2012, 13. None of the regular nerve pain treatments had worked for me. And then finally landed on an antidepressant that just happened to help with their nerve pain. I wanted to get off of that antidepressant, and so I stopped taking it completely for 2 weeks now. And I was expecting the nerve pain to come back almost immediately, because it was the type of thing where if I missed, I would take 3 pills throughout the day. If I missed 2 of them, the nerve pain was back, and it was bad. And it's gone.
Wow.
So the only thing I can attribute that to is the nerve training that your method really kind of helps with. And so just to be off a med, and it's weird. I would think that taking an antidepressant that I would be feeling better with that, but once I got off of it, I'm getting started easier in the mornings. Things are brighter and clearer.
Wow.
And I don't have pain.
That is so great. Oh my gosh, that's great news. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also getting back to what your doctor was saying about doing something that's safe, because another thing he's referring to, because I've looked into this a lot myself, and we've had other people with MD, and the problem with traditional training is it's heavy weights and ballistic repetitions, ballistic motions, and that causes micro tears in the muscle, and that can't happen in the case of, well, most people, but especially people with MD or even MS and nerve disorders. It can be really problematic when they're micro tearing muscle fiber cells, because those fiber cells don't actually come back. They come back as scar tissue, not as a cell, as an intact cell. So for a bodybuilder, that's a great idea because it contributes to their bulk. But for the rest of us, it's not a good idea. And for somebody else who is, in your case, who is trying to build muscle and trying to slow or stop or even reverse the process of degeneration, muscle and nerve, then it's really important to be able to do something like this, that with our methodology where we use light weights, controlled motions, we're never doing anything ballistic or heavy. So it's ideal. And that's why we have other people with MD, even MS, that work out at X Gym. And for other nerve benefits, even like, Alzheimer's, we've had people with dementia that have come just for the nerve benefits alone. that you mentioned. They didn't even care about the strength and the toning. They just want the nerve training and the brain training. So that's probably the main reason they're talking about, safe training and non-safe training and mention those things so much. And then recently we've been talking about tweaking your program a little bit to add some muscle in certain areas. So that's going to be fun to try your next card, which I've designed already. So that's good.
Yeah, looking forward to that. To kind of hit on my other type of pain, which is to say muscle pain. It's kind of a deep in the muscle pain. I used to have it kind of throughout my legs, and then especially my glutes. I haven't had the leg pain in over a month.
I love it. Yeah. And I remember when we first started working with you, it was a challenge for you to get up off the ground, like in a lunge position.
Oh, yeah.
And that's gotten a lot easier, I've noticed, and the other trainers have commented too.
Yeah, I really couldn't do it initially without using an object, but I can get up much, much easier under my own weight or under my own power. And so that just gives me such peace of mind. I used to fall quite a bit more often, so I haven't fallen in quite some time, but I do have the peace of mind that if I did, I can get up without needing someone. It's just a really good feeling to kind of be self-sufficient in one more way.
No kidding. Yeah. And so you probably got that article I sent recently about stem cell stuff and how to augment that with other strategies, because
I think I started at the gym right about the time I started with the stem cells, but I was definitely proceeding pretty quickly towards a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. And so my girlfriend and I were kind of looking at the width of the doorways and looking at the steps outside and thinking about what might need to be done. And then I kind of did some research into stem cells, and I'm a very skeptical person, and I wasn't expecting much. And the doctor that administered them, he had set up 2 initial treatments 6 weeks apart, and he said, okay, so after the second treatment, you should start to feel some benefits if you're going to. And so the first treatment was I think it was April 21st of last year, 2019, and I was in New York City in the end of May for my best friend's wedding, and it was my first time in the city, and so my strategy was to get as much in on the first day as I could, because I knew that I was going to be down in bed the next day or two, regardless of if I did 1 mile or 5 miles. I was going to be in bed regardless. And so I wanted to get as much in and see as much as I could. That was Wednesday. So Thursday, I woke up and I was feeling okay, and I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe sometimes the next day I'll be okay, and then it's the second day, kind of like when you don't work out for a long time and you do a hard workout. It's typically the second day when you really start to get the pain. I think that's the way it is with most people. It's definitely the way it has been with me. And so I was thinking, okay, well, I better take it easy today, Thursday, and then Friday, wake up, I feel fine. I feel good. And I've walked the span of the Brooklyn Bridge and back. I walked,
oh my God.
We were staying in like the financial district. I walked all through Manhattan. It was something I hadn't been able to do in so long. And so I was just over the moon to be able to walk around and see things. And I have not had a day in bed since. I had done the 23andMe genetic profile, and I paired it with what's called DNA Doctor. So you take the raw data from 23andMe and dump it into this app, and it gives you more information. So I saw that I have what's known as the longevity gene, and my mom's side of the family has gone to 100 for as long as we know.
Wow.
And so I had that gene, and so I was thinking, okay, since the dying process is essentially your cells dying and not repairing, maybe people with this trait have their bodies just for whatever reason use cells better. And so I figured that's why I was kind of doing so well with the stem cells, And then not long after I got the stem cells, there was a study done that kind of confirmed my theory that people with this trait do tend to use their cells better. So that's why some people do so well with stem cells, and
Mm.
other people moderate. Some people don't get any benefit. So I would suggest that people get the genetic test done and then pair it with the app. If
Mhm.
they have this gene, get stem cells even if you really don't need them, because you will benefit from them.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I know plenty of people who are in great health that get it just for longevity reasons and it,
yeah,
health strategy. A lot of biohackers like Dave Asprey are doing that a lot.
yeah, and I mean, it's been life changing. So between that and your program, I mean, without your program, the cells wouldn't be going to these muscles that have been essentially dormant for years. So being able to activate all these, I mean, some people just go to the gym, they just work on on the biceps and they work on the quads.
Yeah.
Your program really works on everything,
Yeah.
and and so I'm getting all of these cool little muscles that I haven't felt for a while. Like this muscle going up and down the outside of my tibia. It's like
Hmm.
I I look down one day. I'm like, what's that? And I feel it, and like, wow, there's a muscle coming in. And then a week later, it's like, okay, there's a muscle there, and then I start jogging. I never dreamed I would be able to jog again. I
Yeah.
start jogging, and it's like burning. I'm like, okay, that muscle's being used. And
Yeah.
then the next time I jog, it's like I'm jogging and it's fine.
Oh, nice.
Um, so
Yeah. Oh,
just
I love
the
it.
having having the ability to kind of work the whole body, and your program has just been
Mhm.
the best way to get the most out of the cells and most out of my body and get me the best health.
So awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in that article that I sent, they were talking about things to supplement and help the whole stem cell therapy. And one of the main ones was exercise for the reason that you just said, because when you're doing stem cells with exercise, like you just described, then now the muscles can do more with those stem cells. Stem cells by themselves, people will notice a difference, but stem cells with exercise, it's a crazy, amazing difference.
Yeah, well, the cells are just kind of I get them just intravenously like a blood drop, but opposite way, and um, and they just kind of listen to what parts of your body are making the most noise. And so
Yep.
if you're working out and activating those muscles, they're hearing that and they're going there.
Yep.
One other thing which was crazy and no one expected is that I was developing scar tissue on the upper chamber of my heart,
Oh.
typical for my type of muscular dystrophy. They saw it for the first time, I want to say 2017. So I'd been checked every 2 years. I had the full, at the EKG, but the ECG, the full 3D thing. So they saw some scar tissue, and then I had that done in it would have been 2017, then 2019, and I had a new cardiologist, and I said, hey, I've got some scar tissue on my upper chamber, and he calls me up, and he's like, you don't have any scar tissue.
Oh my God.
Um, so yeah, just the fact that the stem cells have repaired my heart is
Yeah.
insane.
So
Uh,
cool. That's the
yeah,
neat thing about stem cells is you're right. They do go where they are needed. And because stem cells can become most any cell in the
yeah,
body and they'll go where they need it and they just become that cell. It's the coolest thing. Huh.
yeah, it's really very cool. And people that have issues like with diabetes, especially type 2, and so the different types of cells that they harvest from the umbilical cords from after the live births, depending on where they are on the cord, they're kind of more or less targeted or already assigned a function. So the cells that really can become anything, they're the most expensive,
Yeah.
but but I mean, yeah, they can become any type of tissue. The doctors that do the stem cell stuff, and you got to be careful because there's a lot of shysters in this industry. When I was looking into this industry, I was really kind of freaked out because there's a lot of people who have lost their medical licenses
Yeah.
have gotten into this because it doesn't require a medical license, or at least an MD. And so you really need to be careful. But I lucked out, and I have a friend that has a practice that administers stem cells. So I knew that what I was getting was what I was getting and what I was paying for. But if you really are getting the right stuff, it'll help a lot of people for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. And this discussion makes me think of molecular hydrogen pops into my mind. Have you looked into that at all?
No.
Because like stem cells that go where they're needed, so molecular hydrogen does that too. And the easy way to get the molecular hydrogen is the capsules. They're actually tablets that dissolve in the water, and then you drink it. So that'll be our next conversation is
Wow.
because there's zero side effect. There's zero negative side effects. It's only good, and it goes to where it's needed. So we'll be talking about that. I'll send you a link. The one I have the most confidence in is Dr. Mercola's brand, but it's something to try that has no risk. The only risk involved would be if it doesn't work, then you've spent some money that you wouldn't have spent otherwise. But as far as health goes, it's hydrogen.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to looking into that. I mean, it's really such an exciting time to be alive.
Yeah.
There's so many advances that we're making, and I mean, I won't even need this stuff in a little while when the genetic editing is done, and I can just go in and fix the mutation on my gene, and then I won't need any of this. I'll probably still get them because they're so good regardless. And yeah, it's such an exciting time to be alive and to have an illness like this that would have been, on average, I would have been dead in my early 50s. So I mean, not too long from now.
Yeah.
But with the advances and then the cures that are coming, it's amazing. There's so many people that can't work out that will be able to. They'll be yearning to.
Yeah.
All these things that they've been not able to do for so long. It's like me in New York on the third day. I'm running all over the place and just enjoying the hell out of it. And so all these things that you can't or couldn't do for so long, you really want to do. So I don't particularly enjoy running, but just the fact that I can has me doing a little.
Love it. That's so great. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just want to kind of leave on the note of how grateful I am for you and your method and for finding you. And it's been life-changing. And I can't thank you enough.
So great. Yeah. Well, you're very welcome. It's been really fun working with you, and we look forward to continuing. So thanks again.
Great. All right. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.